What up, cunts? Welcome to part 2 of a shitty, weirdly what if that has been recommended to me by Blaze Hollow. Link in the description or top right of your guys' screen if you guys want to watch it. And we hit the 100 like goal in 24 hours, so why not make part 2 in less than a week and upload it then on the same day on Saturday. So without further ado, I would like to say a couple things. First off, our channel member shoutouts will be right here if you guys want to become a member and get part 2 early. Before, or part 3 actually, before anyone else. Well, it's there, it's optional, 99p or £12 a month, depending on which you guys want to go down. And also, quick little thing, our Discord server is pushing 700 members. If you guys like to join in there, click below. Because I'm coming back to the old Oni style of stuff, instead of doing the fucking clickbaity shit. So I hope you guys enjoy a full series of Mina Ashido the Yandere obsessed with Izuku. As we're going to do a little time skip, about a month here, just so we can skip through the series quite decently. As we skip to their little lunch area time, kind of like lunchtime basically. As Izuku is sat in the cafeteria, waiting for the rest of his classmates to catch up. Izuku was sat there eating his soba like normal, until two hands grabbed his shoulder. "Hey Midoriya, you okay?" "Jesus Christ, Ochaka, you scared the life out of me," Izuku said, shouting back in surprise. "So Midoriya, how are you doing?" Ochaka said with a red blush on her face. "I'm doing well so far, how about you?" I'm doing well, Izuku," she said, as she blushed violently, as Izuku returned the gesture as he did as well, not getting what was actually about to happen. As Izuku and Araka both had lunch together that day, but what they didn't know was a certain pink-haired individual would be doing her final phase of her plan to get Izuku to pay attention to her for the final and moment of time. So we're gonna fast forward a couple of days prior to this encounter. Mina was just hiding the body of Toru Hagakure in, well, anywhere basically. She's fucking invisible. No one's gonna notice. So what she would have done was bury it, or at least throw it somewhere where no one would ever find it. But during that observation, Mina got a call from a certain somebody. A villain, you may ask. "Mina, have you got any more information about UA and other things?" the man said through the voice call. "Yeah, I've got some more, but it's gonna be pricey, this one. You got any more quirks from Author One's old lab when Izuku defeated him?" "Yeah, I've got a couple. What do you need for the information?" he said. "Well, I need this quirk," she said, pointing to a certain quirk that mixed with her own. "You sure you want that one? With that one it requires intense concentration and form of desire for something that you would really want," the man said. "Yes, I do. Send it over first and I'll send you the information by post," Mina said, as the call ended. As a day later, Mina received a vial of pink substance. As she kneeled down, got a belt, and injected herself with the new quirk that she obtained. As the moment the quirk shuddered around her body, as her quirk gene fused with the new quirk gene that was originally made from some random female who loved robbing and get away with it, but in Mina's case, that would change. As Mina's body started to solidify and turn into a natural gas, as her body started to swift through the air. As Mina started to get used to her quirk more, she wondered how to solidify herself back into her normal form and get into other people's bodies and get out. So she trained for those next couple of days, figuring out her quirk and so on. As the day came a couple of days later, leaving us at the present time where Mina would test this on somebody who she started to despise. As everyone was entering their dorm rooms, Mina saw this as a perfect idea as she entered her room to require no suspicion, as she went and activated her quirk and went through the air vents until she reached Ochako's room. As the moment she did, however, she saw that Ochako was just falling asleep, so she saw this as the perfect time to slip through and do her master evil plan to get Midoriya to notice her. As Mina slipped through Ochako's ear, as her entire, cloud of smoke dissipated, as Ochako shot awake as her eyes came a black iris, as blinked twice it disappeared, as Mina, or now Ochako, as we say, looked down at her new required hands. As she looked down to see that her body, pink skin, was gone, as she realized she was in Ochako's body, as now she can finally get closer to her darling more than anyone would ever do in her lifetime. As Mina got up, got ready, as she got prepared for tomorrow's actions of what is going to happen. As Mina got ready for the day, as she went to her class, as the moment she did, everyone was just staring at the window, waiting for Aizawa to come in and ruin their conversation so they can start the day correctly. But when the day before it started, that doesn't make sense, but I'm rolling with it. As Mina, or Ochako / walked in, as she went to her normal seat, but realizing she went to the wrong one, she went to go sit behind Izuku. As everyone would have brought that up, asking her, "That's Mina's seat, you know that, Ochako." As Ochako just giggled slightly and apologized for her misdemeanor of where she was sitting. As Ochako went to go sit down in her quote-unquote normal seat. As Izuku finally walked in, sweating like he was just running to class, pretending he was late. As Ochako just stared at him. Well, Mina / Ochako, let's just call her Mina for now. As Mina started to get more and more feelings towards Izuku from Ochako's original feelings flaring up, making Mina's own feelings more stronger towards the cinnamon roll boy. As Mina went over to Izuku to greet him in Ochako's body. Let's just get that out of the way, you know that already. As Izuku greeted Ochako normally, as Mina felt more and more jealous that she didn't try and make more and more friends with Izuku than beforehand, as she felt like an idiot, but she knew how to change that. Knew one way she could change that by making Izuku fall madly in love with Ochako and living the rest of their lives like that. That would be perfect, Mina said, as internally she screamed. As Izuku and Mina, Ochako, both sat down and started their day, as everyone was wondering where Mina was for the entire day, but Aizawa told the class that Mina was off sick and she'll be in tomorrow. As some of the class both said, we should go visit Mina after class today to make sure everything's okay. As the end of the day arrived, as Izuku and Ochako both went out, as Ochako went over to Izuku and kissed him on the cheek slightly. As Izuku felt confused, he didn't really know what to do, so in turn he tried to avoid it and pretend it never happened. As inside of Mina's, Ochako's mind, "Izuku, don't fall for it, please. It's not me," Ochako said, as Mina slammed the door shut and zoning out to make sure she couldn't hear Ochako speak. Knowing that Ochako knew who she was and who was taking control of her, she knew she couldn't relieve her or retake control whenever, because she'll probably just snitch. So she tried her best to make sure Ochako wouldn't remember this encounter, or even remember its entire day. So she planned out what to do in the next seeable hours. As we cut back to the real world, as Izuku and Ochako were both walking back to the dorms until he heard a screech of some kind. As they walked in to see, Momo dropped the plates onto the floor. Seeing that, Izuku rushed over to try and help. As he went over, got a towel, and helped Momo pick them up. This leading to Ochako, while Mina, being more jealous than the originally she planned on feeling for Izuku's jealousy, instead of it being normal, it felt agitating, like she wanted to kill her again, like what she did with Toru.